On another episode of the K-Swap 240 presented by Turn 14 Distribution,
we finish up the oil pan starting with this brand new one from K-Tuned, then we get working on the engine mounts. In our continued theme, I think you could call it that at this point, Pete, that K-Tune has everything we need. And
I know, right?
We don't even know half the stuff they make. They make an OEM-style replacement oil pan for K-Series engines, which I didn't know existed.
I didn't know either. I was going to go buy one from the factory, and then I messaged Rui and said, hey, Rui, do you have a used one I could buy? And he's like, we actually make them
We make new pans. $100 versus an OEM pan, which seemed to go for about $175 on eBay for a new OEM one. So it looks like a beautifully, stamped OE quality pan. So I don't think there's any downside to saving that $75 and maybe spend a few of those $75 on brand new oil pan bolts,
which we desperately needed. Yeah,
because ours were all rusted to dust. So basically, the reason we wanted this is this one is so rusty. We didn't want to weld up a rusty old pan. Why not start with a fresh one? It'll be easier for Vin to weld it properly. You'll have something that looks good. So yeah, it's time to actually hack a huge hole in it like we did here. And then Vin will work his magic to patch that up to clear the subframe. Looks like you're transferring over the same basic cuts that you did on the old pan?
Pretty much, we're just gonna measure it, cut it again, but box it in this time, so at least when we put it back in, we'll have a flat surface here to kind of level out the engine.
Yeah.
And then we'll mount the engine once this is back in.
Okay, have at it. Chop, chop.
While Vin works on the oil pan, I'm going to try to mock up our S2000 intake manifold onto the K24, and what you will need is a K to S adapter, and this is JSP. They make this adapter with fine billet precision, and it bolts up as such. And the S2000 intake manifold isn't a direct fit. As you can see, there's already some problems. I'm pretty confident I've got to lop all of this off here, which is for coolant bleed. And more problematic is this whole setup here. This is the coolant side on the S2000, and it also needs to be removed. And then what we do is we use a K-tuned adapter here. I think it's a K24 head adapter that will reroute the coolant down to the water pump. So there's lots of work that needs to be done here, but the upside is you can buy one of these like I did for $50. So it's a cheap manifold, and this adapter is $150. So you're almost $200 into this setup versus having to buy, I think, like what's the Skunk 2 one, Dave? Like $500.
Yeah, pricey.
So the Skunk 2 one you can buy, it's a direct bolt on, and then you can just flip the plenum, which will point the right way, but then you need, I think, an adapter to rotate the intake manifold, or sorry, for the throttle body, or you can use a large 80 mil one, but again, there's more money to be spent, so you're probably looking at $700-800 for that setup versus the more cost-effective way. I've gone ahead and bolted up our JSP adapter flange, and I'm going to mark over here where I need to chop this up. I've also noticed that the bolt holes don't exactly line up on these two spots, so we're gonna have to open up the S2000 intake manifold holes to fit this adapter flange. And on this side, well, as I said, there is going to be a lot of cutting. Well, there's probably a very scientific way to do this, but we are just gonna go with the cutting wheel and a little buzz saw. And with those two tools, I think we're gonna be able to cut all these things off. So that was pretty easy. So you gotta be a little bit more careful on this side here, obviously because we're dealing with the intake runner and how close this water neck is to it. So what I'm gonna do is just lop this off here with a lot of space left and then slowly grind it in until it looks like it was supposed to be there, or it wasn't there. All right, I've added another tool to the arsenal here, and it is the Milwaukee Sawzall, just because I'm finding there is a lot of metal, aluminum to cut through here, and right in this section specifically here, and you can't get the cutting disc in too deep enough, obviously. So I'm gonna keep going with that guy, but we're making progress. I feel like I'm close to the runner, but I should be fine. We'll find out very soon. If you're doing this at home yourself, well, just take a lot of precaution in this, because I feel like if you just give her, you could screw this up and cut up your intake manifold. And we don't want to do that. We don't want to have to give it to Vin to weld up here. That's not going to look pretty. So I'm just going to keep at this thing here, and always wear safety equipment. Apparently aluminum is bad for the lungs.
It's a good thing I don't have a mask on, Pete.
Holy!
See the damage here, PT.
Oh my goodness, that was a lot of work, DP.
It's a clean cut though.
Well, yeah, it's somewhat clean. As you can see, there is a lot of metal that you got to get through. So this is a very involved job, more involved than I thought. But I still think it's worth doing this rather than spending $700-800 on an aftermarket intake manifold. So the next job that I'm going to do here is just kind of pretty this thing up. So even though it'll be on the back side, I'm just going to clean this up, make it look a little bit nicer. So we just don't have this fully raw exposed metal. Same thing for this. I'll just contour it out.
Looking good, buddy.
Dude, Dov just introduced me to this.
The greatest tool in the world.
This is, what is this
flapper
called?
I think it's the Worth flapper. Is it from Worth?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it is.
Oh
See?
yeah, stainless steel flapper.
Yeah,
Well, it's not called the flapper, but it's a flappy wheel.
that's good stuff.
Pretty much like a sanding disc on steroids. And I kind of felt like Picasso there.
We could
Look
tell
at
you
the-
were getting into it. You were so.
Look at this, man. Look at it.
Yeah.
Smooth that out. I mean, with a finer coarse disc, I could give it that little wrinkle finish.
Oh yeah.
Here is the moment of truth. You can already tell we've got ourselves a header that's gonna fit.
It's an intake manifold, not a header, bro.
Oh yeah, my brain's a little fuzzy after all that cutting.
Cutting, yeah.
Kind of rattled it a little bit, you know? So the other thing that I forgot to do is these bolts here do not line up with the head and the actual flange that JSP makes. So I'm gonna have to open these guys up. But otherwise, I think if you come have a look on this side, the profile here is good, which we can adapt, put that K-tuned water neck adapter here. So I think we're good to go with this.
If it was me, Vin, I just would have cut a rectangle and welded it on there, but you fit it all up nice, eh?
Yeah, I like to make it look pretty, but it's pretty simple since you just make your marks on the inside here and then kind of, you know, cut it to the contour of that.
Yeah, no, you really got the edges
Makes
fit up
welding
nice.
much easier at the end of the day as well.
It's like carpentry tricks, but with metal. You ever watch This Old House where they fit up, you know, baseboards and trim with tracing on?
I don't believe I had the luxury of doing so.
So you had to learn this the hard way by just doing it, figuring it out?
Pretty much. My rule is pretend you know what you're doing and just do it.
Fake the funk until you get it right? Well, you got it right, because look at how well it fits up.
Not perfect yet.
Bob Vila would be proud of you, buddy.
Still gotta trim this a little bit here, get it perfect. So grind this off, put some tacks in, make the second plate up top, and then it should be pretty much done.
Look at the action we got going on here. PT working on the manifold. Vin knocking out the welding. This K-Swap is starting to really get some momentum here. You feeling
We're
it?
working hard. You can't say we're not working over here. We certainly are. I'm trying to open up these bolt holes so that everything will line up on the manifold. It's a lot of trial and error. Fitting it on, seeing if it fits, taking it off. But we'll get there. We're gonna get there.
That looks fantastic.
Something like that. I think I died from the
The
paint fumes,
Yeah, I saw it
but,
was really smoky, wasn't it?
I don't know, we'll see on the other side how well I did.
All for the love of the game.
Let's see here. Do we have penetration? I think it's all right.
Yeah, that looks nice.
I mean, it's quick tip for anyone buying metal to weld. Always buy cold rolled steel. It's much easier to weld. Hot rolled. This is hot rolled. You get some weird stuff going on, but
Oh
this is
well.
what we have.
Next time we're buying cold rolled, are we?
We bolted up our oil pickup again just to make sure that Vin measured right, but I'm pretty confident he did. Let's drop that one on. There we go. Now drop it a bit.
No, we gotta put it on backside.
Oh yeah, okay. Our engine is in its final resting place. We have just a little bit of tilt that it's probably gonna go more that way, but otherwise it is where it is. So our next move is to bolt in the stock engine mounts, which are Nismo, a little harder rubber there, so that should help. And then we're actually gonna build the mounts off of that. We've got our driver's side engine mount in place now, so the next step will be figuring out which holes here we need to use to actually secure and build a mount. Good?
That's enough, yeah.
All right.
We have to bang it to angle however we want it.
Yep. Well, DP, I think that is a wrap on today. It is 6 o'clock, which means closing time here, but more progress has happened. So I think in the next episode, you'll see us build some brackets to mount this engine up, and then I guess what's the next step in do the rear transmission
So
mount?
it'll be in one step. We gotta kind of do the engine mounts and the training mount kind
Okay.
of all together, so the engine sits properly. We gotta make sure there's clearance in the tunnel as well.
Yeah.
It's
there's-
close. It's really close.
So there is still lots of work left, but as always, thank you for watching. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up or the subscribe button. And if you're feeling generous, why don't you donate to our Patreon page, whether it's $1, $2, $10 a month. Everything helps. Thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned for another episode.